Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. I know what one of these is, but the other one I have absolutely no idea. Both of these were sent by at Lucifer's Blade right here on YouTube. Make sure that you guys subscribe to him on YouTube. It's because of people like him that I'm able to bring you guys daily knife content. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. So these actually came in the box with two other knives, but I thought those knives might need their own video. These I know nothing about, especially what's in here. I haven't the foggiest about what's in here. This guy I've got some info on, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. I think it says open third and please use it and possibly review. Okay, will do. I appreciate it. Let's see what we've got here. I've got some info on it, which I'll read here in a sec. I just want to look it over first. Okay, so we have, he clearly uses this. That's great. Got a little bit of a layered G10 here. I'm going to guess these are titanium liners. This looks like a custom. That's what it appears like to me. Okay. Nice choil there. Pretty, honestly, kind of a thick blade stock. Very smooth pivot action and a good detent as well. No lock stick or anything like that. Actually really easy to manipulate. It's my left hand there. Okay. Pretty straightforward. I mean, nothing overly complicated going on here. I don't think we have a lock bar insert, not that we need it. Those are definitely titanium liners. I know people always, you know, when I use a magnet, they say, oh, well, doesn't necessarily mean it's titanium just because it's not magnetic. Yeah, but when you're using, when you were talking about the liner, it's either going to be titanium or it's going to be steel. They're not going to use aluminum or something else as the liner. So we have a couple of standoffs here. Interesting how the standoffs almost lip above the liners a little bit there. Okay, got a milled clip, a bit of a satin finish. I think just the same sort of satin finish everywhere except for the blade, which has clearly been, I think that looks like a hand ground blade to me. And then we have looks like a mirror edge on that. Yeah, okay, pretty cool. So what is this? These are actually sold in a couple of different places, USA Made Blade or Etsy under Neely Knife and Tool, and this is the MC1. I have no affiliation to that. I'm sure that it stands for something else other than Metal Complex. It is US made and it is handmade, Magna Cut steel. So you can check them out at Neely Knife on either Etsy or USA Made Blade. He says, please carry and use this one. It's a user. Okay, for sure. All right, I appreciate that. It feels pretty good. The detent feels good. No detent lash, anything like that. The person that's making these obviously knows what they're doing. So yeah, cool. Nice EDC profile. I have absolutely no idea. When I say nice EDC profile, that's so broad, right? That could mean a million different things. What I mean in this case is we have a nice, fairly small and compact knife. It's a little bit chunky, but not too bad, and it's comfortable. This is not just kind of slapped together with lines that, you know, people like without actually considering whether or not it works in your hand. No, it actually does. I like that the choil's nice and deep and large, which it absolutely needs to be, especially if you're going to combine it with a flipper tab. So that's pretty cool. Good stuff. All right, let's see what the other one is. He has labeled the other one as a flex piece. Those are always my favorite. Labeled open last is a flex piece. That's all I'm saying. All right. No problem. Let's open this up and see what we're looking at here. Darn it. Here we go. Is this actually a CKF? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, holding on. That was holding on to the note there on the front. What is this? The tension. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Man. God. Oh, that is so cool. That's so cool. All right, hold on. Hold on. Not because it's delicate. People like to automatically assume that. It's because I don't want to dull the inno. And when you touch polished anno, it's not permanently dulled. You just gotta like take a microfiber cloth and shine it back up again, rather than doing that repeatedly, or just not caring and dulling it for the duration of the video. I'll just not touch it so that you guys can actually look at it, right? I mean, most of you are watching this with the quality maxed out. You might as well be seeing things in their full glory. Ooh, look at that huge chunk for the backspace. So this is Time Master. This is obviously a CKF Rotten Evo of the newest. Whoops, I got a piece of my glove stuck in there. I believe this is the newest variation of the Rotten Evo. Still getting my glove caught underneath the stops there, the external stops. Absolutely gorgeous. The Rotten Evo is one of my favorite aesthetic profiles, and it's also one of my favorite functional profiles because of the ergonomic lines. This is a super cool knife. The only thing that I think would have made this cooler is if the finish was the polished DLC and not just like a black wash, but it's okay. We have that super aggressive hollow ground blade, and then we have, this is almost like a machine. I don't know how they applied this finish initially, right? But we have the lines running horizontally instead of vertically. Maybe just like a rough machine finish, and then they coat it. I'm not sure exactly how they do this, but the inlay work is gorgeous, and I think the inlays might actually be slightly contoured. If not, it's very like subtle rounding there at the edges. And then how are these in place? Are they like, I wonder if it's an adhesive they use to keep those things in there. I actually want to get my flashlight out to take a look. There it is. I need to get more flashlights because I'm only relying on one. Yeah, there's no screw anywhere. So a lot of people, when they screw these in, when they screw inlays in, people get, some people get really frustrated. I don't want to have to see the screw. Well, the problem is that when you use an adhesive, that, in some cases the knife will go 50 years and never have an issue. And some people have their inlays pop out on day one, right? So this, obviously, they've got some confidence in whatever they're using to hold the inlay in place. Must be strong stuff when we're keeping titanium attached to titanium, right? But I honestly have no idea. It does look very beautiful, and there is a lot of Timascus on this thing. That is a lot of Timascus. Very cool. Well, I'm a huge fan of this one, M390 number 304, huh? Huge fan of that one. That's very beautiful. And I also think that the Neely is pretty cool. I think I put that one back in here. Yeah. All right. Awesome stuff. Well, this one might show up in some shorts. It might show up on Instagram. I've already reviewed this model, but there's no reason we can't talk about it more, right? in some way. Please make sure to check out Lucifer's Blade on YouTube. Thanks so much. I appreciate you sending these in for me to share with everybody. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram. These gloves make everything harder. At metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.